So for this episode, what kind of things should you not do working in a haunted house? Well, we have a list of 13 things you shouldn't do. Let's talk. Hey guys, how's it going? Splatter here, and I'm right outside the infamous Mysterious Mansion down here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. It's the longest running haunted attraction down in this area, and if you've never had a chance to be here, anytime you're down around Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, this area, you definitely have to come and check it out. They're open year-round. The scenes they have are great. Even in their off time when they only have 1 or 2 people working, they still hit their spots dead on and everything. Great timing and whatnot. And matter of fact, this is going to be our top 13 list that we're doing today, and it's going to be based on what not to do as a professional haunter. If you are working in a haunted house or you're getting ready to start working in a haunted house, these are the top 13 things you should not do as a haunter. Number 13, long hair and power tools do not mix. I know some people have like wigs, or they have the mask, they have long hair hanging down, or you yourself have long hair and you're like, oh, I want to hang it from my face. And then say you want to work chainsaws or a circular saw as one of your props and stuff. Do not do that. I've seen too many times where they get a little crazy and they're moving their head around with the saw and everything like that, and next thing you know, their hair gets caught in a little spindle, damaging the mask, damaging their hair, having to get their hair cut and stuff. I watched a gentleman one time, he got the hair in his mask jerked so hard he actually jerked himself straight onto the ground, thinking it was an actual customer that had done it, but it was actually himself. So number 13, the long hair and power tools do not mix. Do not have a long wig or anything if you're going to be using an actual power tool. Number 12, performing a backward scare. Some of you guys already know what a backward scare is. A guy I know, Richard Humph, he actually talks about it in several of his How to Haunt videos. A backward scare is anything that you would do to jump out and create the crowd to move backwards. The whole idea is you want them to move forwards because you're trying to get as many people through the haunt as possible. So by you jumping out in front of them, causing them to go back, is going to congest the line and make it harder for anybody else to come through, because now you got another group right behind them. You're running 2 groups at the same time, and that's just not feasible. Number 11, steal other workers' gimmicks, also known as thunder taking. Sometimes when you're working in a haunt, you don't think that what you're doing is very effective, and you see in the next room that guy's getting a lot of scares, a lot of screams and whatnot. So you may try to start to look like the other character or say the same things that they do if you're in the room before them, and let them do what they do. I've had people in haunts try to do exactly as I do before they come through my room, and it's very aggravating. So personally, don't be a thunder taker, okay? Number 10, invading another worker's area. Now, sometimes you have your own room, your own spot, your own section where you're free to move about and hide wherever you want. And sometimes you got the crowd, you're working them really good, they're really scared, and you're feeding off them and stuff, and you want to just continue scaring them all throughout the haunt. Stay in your own area, because if you keep following through, you're going to miss other people coming into your area, and on top of that, you're going to be ruining the scares of the other people too. There's other people there waiting in their spots. They don't need you jumping in front of them, ruining their scares as well. So stay in your own areas. Do not try to take over another worker's area. All right, number 9. Number 9 is pretty simple. Don't take unscheduled breaks, and don't leave the area unannounced. If you suddenly have to go to the bathroom, or you want to go smoke a cigarette, or I got to take this phone call to my mom or my girlfriend or my wife or something like that, you need to make sure that most haunts, especially professional haunts, have roamers, or they have designated breaks. During that time is when you go to the bathroom, you smoke a cigarette, you call your mom and be like, no, I'm fine, I'm working at this haunted house still. You should know this, Mom, I left for work earlier. don't just leave unannounced, because when somebody comes through a room and there's nobody there, we don't know what happened. We don't know if you're hurt or anything like that. And on top of that, when you go through a dead room, people mention that to other people. Like, I went through a couple rooms and there's nobody there. I've seen plenty of haunts where I've walked through and nobody's there because they were taking a break and didn't realize customers are coming through. Stay in your areas unless you know and they know that you needed to take a break. Number 8, changing character mid-season. I've been through haunts where I've seen a really good character acting in a room and then went through the same place like the next week, and suddenly it's somebody completely different and it makes no sense in the room. Even if you feel like your character is not doing a good job in that haunt, stick with it till the end of the season. Do teeny tiny things to tweak and hone that character, but don't just change it suddenly. Especially if you really worked on a group and they said you need to go to this haunt because of so-and-so, and then they walk through and they never see you because you changed your character. And I've seen a couple different review places get bad reviews because they had really good characters and like, well, it was a shame, we heard about so-and-so, but we went through and they weren't there. So even if you feel like you're doing a bad job of that character, stick with that character, definitely. Number 7, talking smack about other haunted houses. I have seen this happen so many times when you go to a haunt and stuff, you mention that you want to go to another haunt, they're like, oh, don't go to that place, this sucks, they're not scary, da 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 da. Word of mouth is terrible. If they find out you're the person that's running your mouth about their haunts, it looks bad for the haunt you're working for, and you can't guarantee that you are going to be working at that haunt the next year. You're going to possibly look for another haunt to work for. It really stinks for you to try to apply to work at a haunt for one of the places that you were talking smack about before, because if they know about that, it's not going to look real good for you to get hired on there. It's not going to look good for the haunt you're working for at that time too. So don't be talking smack about other haunts, no matter how much you don't like that haunt. For number 6, it's more of a safety issue. A lot of the ones at the tops are safety issues. Wearing any kind of cloak or dress or robe that drags really bad and has a train to it, don't do that. That's dangerous. You're trying to change direction or something like that, you got somebody walking behind you, it's a tripping hazard. I watched a person, they snagged on their own cloak, hit the side of their face, there was a loose screw hanging out because they did a poor job at putting the wall up, caught him right there and cut it almost to his eye. So yeah, make sure you have room where your feet can walk around. You don't want to drag stuff around, even if it looks good cosmetically and makes you look creepy because you have this long train. Maybe you try to change direction and step on that, you're going to hurt yourself. So make sure that you keep your feet clear. Do not wear anything that drags on the ground. Number 5, which is another safety thing, not obeying the 3-foot rule. Some of you guys know about the 3-foot rule. The 3-foot rule is when you jump in, you go boom, you get back. The main reason why is because guess what's within 3 feet? This fist. If I'm scaring you, people have a fight or flight feel. So if I'm in your face and going bah, 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 and you think you're not going to leave me alone, you may take a swing just to get me away. And some of these people that scare easily are also very strong people. I'd hate to see you get jacked and knocked out just because you felt really good scaring that guy. So remember the 3-foot rule. Stay out of their arm span. Number 4. Another safety issue, wearing dangerous items. Now some of these people get on this hot topic kick where they're wearing the trip pants with the buckles and the spikes and they're wearing chains on them and stuff. I myself did this problem. I had a pinhead mask with nails that stuck outward. And you don't want to do that because, you know, when you're getting too close to people and the groups are large and stuff, they either fall onto you or you trip and fall and you land on that. You can cause damage to the customers, you can cause damage to yourself, you get too close to props, you can tear up the props and stuff, so try not to wear anything that could be considered dangerous. If you would not wrap it up in your hand and hit yourself with it, why would you wear it to potentially hurt a customer? Number 3, pretty much the same as 4, don't carry real weapons. I mean, yes, people are like, oh, that was a real machete, I was really scared of that. You don't want to carry around real weapons, machetes, meat cleavers, sais. Even if you're like, I'm going to stay away from it. If you trip and fall, that's in your hand. You could catch a customer. You could catch yourself. You could cut yourself. You could cut a customer. You could do some really bad damage. And I know that's not going to be good insurance-wise. So no matter how cool it looks that it's real, don't carry real weapons in the haunt. Number 2, don't do anything illegal on the haunted grounds, even if it's after hours and you're like, oh, they're not going to care, I'm going to drink a little alcohol, so what if I'm only 19, or I'm going to smoke a little bud? Yeah, it's illegal here, but I'm going to do it anyway. Doing illegal stuff on the haunted grounds, the haunted houses are held responsible for stuff like that, and it does not make them look good if illegal activities are being performed there, especially by people that work for the haunted house. So do not do anything illegal on the haunted grounds. All right, my number 1 rule: do not ever do this as a haunted house actor. Break character. Too many times I've seen this where I've been walking through a haunt, and if the person doesn't think they're scaring them, or if they think something's getting out of line, they peel off their mask, or they totally just drop whatever spiel they were giving me, whatever character they had, and they immediately start talking to me man to man and stuff. I don't care if you don't think that you're doing a good job of scaring, and I don't think if you think you're scaring them too much. Do not drop the character. Keep your character going. And if you think somebody's doing something wrong, still don't break character. Think of what you would do professionally by keeping your character and still getting things handled. Several times when I'd done like Jason Voorhees, or I did my own Grinner, I had to take care of situations at hand, and I still kept my character. I never took off my mask. I still kept my spiel going on, did my shtick, and then got everything done, and still never had to break character, show them who I really was, and be like, hey dude, you can't really. No, I would just keep my lines going. Never break character in a haunted house. So that's my top 13 things not to do in a haunted house. And I hope if you're seeing this and you're getting into the haunted house deal and you want to become a professional hunter and stuff, I really hope some of these help you out. Is there something I missed? I don't know. Comment below. Like, share, subscribe, because I'm going to do more lists like this all the time, and I had fun. And once again, I'm here. Mysterious Mansion. Beautiful place. I'm only here as a customer, and every time I come down here, I'm always going to visit this house, and I think you should too. Peace out.